All right. Thank you very much for still keeping it here at KUTV Kenya. I'm seeing guys are still there on the live on Facebook. Let me take a look at who those are. Honest Chibali, thank you very much for tuning in to the show. Continue sending in feedback for all those guys who are, of course, tuning in to the live stream as well on Facebook at KUTV Kenya. But we're also live on your TV, and we are having a conversation all across social media platforms with the hashtag Biashara Tuesday. And I am at Richard_Kenya. I am sitting down on set once more with Sir Adams Tuva. He's joining me here to discuss matters of business, entrepreneurship, website, domains, ubuntu.ke, Kenyan domains, so much more, and of course the Buset Baraza that you guys have gotten used to. Welcome back to the show.
Okay, thank you, Richard. Thank you for having me.
Every time I introduce you, it feels like the first time.
Yeah, it always feels fresh, clean. Yeah. Thank you for always inviting me.
You're looking sharp.
Okay, thank you so much.
As sharp as your events have been happening. Yeah. You had the Buset Baraza again last week, Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, how did that go?
As always, went on very good. It was a very good event. We had fun. We changed things a bit. Normally, we went in and we were trying to train initially. The initial ones, we were mostly training. But this was a bit more interactive. So we had a one-on-one with every single entrepreneur who was in the room. So what this entailed is that we reduced the number from almost 30 people to almost 20. So we're focusing more on, I want to understand what the entrepreneur is doing. I want to understand where are you from, what is your journey, what are you currently doing, what are you trying to achieve now in the future. So a more intense interaction with the entrepreneur. So based on that knowledge of talking to every single one of the young entrepreneurs, both male and female, I was able to say, okay, fine. So as they pick up, I'm able to answer. And of course, there was a panel. So we normally have the panel at the very end. So decided this time what you're going to do is just as each entrepreneur is basically putting up their case or saying what they're currently doing, the older or more experienced entrepreneurs in the room who are coming in as panelists are able to answer them and give them advice specifically customized to them. So I realized that was basically giving them more value than the general, we're just presenting general entrepreneurship rules and all that. So this way they have a specific way forward for their brand, a specific outlook for the future, right? And we weren't afraid to say or to call, if the baby is ugly, the baby is ugly. Yeah. So
you have to call it out.
You have to call it out. Yeah. So it's a very painful process, but yeah, we were able to bring that out and say, okay, fine, maybe this is not the right whatever. But at the end of the day, it's an exclusive decision the entrepreneur needs to make. But we are just basically just highlighting, what we think.
What kind of partners did you have this time?
We had a university professor who was a keynote speaker. Basically, you see, sometimes when we go to university, and we were discussing this with him and also another professor from another university, actually from Strathmore, and we are having this conversation that young entrepreneurs, and I'm hoping, basically, I was explaining this is a conversation we were having before, and I was explaining that people get out of business school, and we call them business schools, without the knowledge of selling. Right. So how can we have a change that at the end of this particular cause, we call it a business cause, can the young people, can the entrepreneurs going to the world learn how to sell? Give them a task, sell 100,000. Right? Let them go out there, let them get no returns for their phone calls, let them get the rejections, let them get emails responded after a month, let them go through that tough time of getting business. That will prepare them more as a business person compared to the luxury and they have in university, sending in assignments. There's nothing practical. So I've actually talked to 2 universities about that, and you see, as part of the business empowerment tools, it's empowerment, right? So what is practical? We don't really want theory and the soft life people mentioned. We want entrepreneurs, when they get out there, they know the business is tough. They don't know where to start. They know to start low and grow the business slowly. So the professor was one of our guests. We had, of course, the Registry of Kenya. Kenik was there. I realized Kenik is one of our biggest brands, because they come in because of the .ke brand, the domain business, which is the core and basically it's the structure and backbone of the Buset program. So because what you normally say is, without the .ke, the domains and the hosting and the websites, there is no business. That's what I believe. You can say you have a business and it's hidden somewhere in Kichochoro somewhere, but without the online presence, you don't have any business.
So the .ke domain is really important.
It's really, really important. And that is basically what we try and showcase, and that is what we try and, push to the young entrepreneurs. Having a local registrar is very, very important. So of course, through the Biodomain Kenya, they come in, they give us the money to do the program. It's also one of my companies. But basically, the Registry of Kenya, KENIC, and Biodomain Kenya work together to make sure that the young entrepreneurs have domains. So yeah.
Now you've been, of course, onboarding people into the Boosted program. How's that going so far?
It's to be very honest, it's overwhelming. We do not expect the number of entrepreneurs to come on board. We really had to sit down and restructure everything that we're doing, because we did not expect the number of requests. These are guys who come in, they sort out the domain hosting cell, they pay for everything. So what remains is for us to deliver the practical product. But I realized for first time in a long time, we are short-handed. We are really short-handed.
Wow.
Yes.
That is interesting.
So it's really, really interesting. You can imagine now we went back to recruitment of developers and all that. So that was really, we've not recruited in a very long time. We've always been but once we started this program, we've literally, I think, every single month we've had at least three or four new developers into the program.
Sustain the overwhelming numbers.
Yes, it's really, really huge. To be honest, it is very, very huge. As in the reaction we got from the young entrepreneurs is overwhelming. Right. Now, so it's a matter of now telling them, okay, fine, this product is supposed to be out in 30 days, but you'll have to give us 45 days, you have to give us 2 months for us to give you the right thing, because there's already a queue. So that's one challenge which I'm actually mentioning to people, giving them full transparency, like, yes, you've made the payment, yes, but before you even start, we are really, this is the workload, right? So we are really, really overwhelmed, and I'm hoping that the recruitment bit will recruitment of the new developers will alleviate that.
Right. So what is currently the process or behind, of course, enrolling into the Boosted program? How does one get to that?
Basically, there's a due diligence. So of course, you'll go to access.boosted.africa. That's a very fast process. So once you get there, it will capture your details, full names, company names, if you're registered, if you're not registered, where are you, do you currently have a website, is zita.co.ke domain, right? So all those details will be fed into the system, and then that team will reach out to you. And why they reach out to you is that they want to verify that this is a real business. So they will write an email, they'll send you they will call you. Based on those verifications, some few verifications here and there, I can't mention everything, but we need to actually know this. It's really an entrepreneur. Of course, the age really matters at this particular point. So we capture that, and then you are called for the first baraza, right? You realize now, based on when you applied, the list is there. So we basically pick from the for the oldest. Yes, so 20 to 25 people. Those are what. So we reduced the numbers from 30, and I mentioned why in the beginning of the program. Yeah, so that is basically the program. From there, once you get into the first baraza, and now it's exclusively, you cannot come back unless now you're a full-time member of the Boosted program. So if they want to know how to become a full-time member, they can go to the website and check it out. But because of the numbers, and we want to make sure that we empower everyone, it's once. You come in once, we do the interaction with you, we give you the introduction, right? If it's value to you, then okay, you can come back and we can continue with the program.
So you do give them that first chance to come and experience the whole thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So it's a one chance, a fair chance to everyone. We make sure we bring you back, or we bring you into the program. We give you the introduction. This is what you need to do. So we give you the first session without any strings attached. From there now, we get to the knowledge base. Now, if you decide to move forward, the knowledge base, now we've worked with people like TSI, who are also one of our partners, Tech Savannah. I think I've come here with Mana Jacob before.
They were here.
Yes, so they're a big part of the program, and we take them through the training, both through the online portal maktaba.africa and also through our partnerships in other areas of education. Yeah, I think I've mentioned Strathmore. So we make sure that we give them that heavy bit of knowledge base. Then later we take them, we say, okay, fine, you're now at this particular stage, where are you working from? right? So we've currently partnered with the people at Kofisi, right? So we've formed the Buset Center. So they're literally powering the whole.
So there's like a lot of partners that startups can get, or businessmen can get, business people generally can get from, coming through the Buset program.
Yes. So the office space, of course, as I said, Kofisi is a global brand. Is a global brand. They're all over Africa, four spaces in 4 spaces in Kenya. So we get to have a chance to say, okay, fine, this whole flow, they get to give us a space for us to say entrepreneurs under the Boosted program can come into the Boosted Center and work from here, right? Nice. Yeah. So such partners are really it's heaven sent. Yeah?
I was expecting you to come with escort. You normally come with one
normally I come with an escort, but this particular time I was hoping to highlight the Ubuntu brand, and I knew it will take time. So as you see, we have the bottles for the Ubuntu.
Can I hold it up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So
nice.
It's .Kenyan. It's pronounced .Kenyan, right? So .Kenyan, and you realize it's Ubuntu.ke. So why I didn't come with anyone today is because I also wanted us to get time to discuss the Ubuntu.ke brand and what it means and why we are pushing it.
Now that we are on domains, before maybe we lead up to Ubuntu.ke.
Yes.
There is .co.ke, there's .ke, there's .org, there's .com.
Yes.
And you are saying that it's preferable that someone has a domain that has .ke or .co.ke.
Yeah.
Why is it important to maybe the viewers who are watching us?
Why it's important is, for example, you're doing let's say your tourism company based in Kenya, and let's say a company in America is sending 40 business people to come do tours in Africa, specifically in Kenya. What they'll do is they'll go into the search engine, and Google automatically redirects you to google.go.ke if you're doing a search for that particular region, right? So for starters, it will bring if you're doing, let's say, tour companies in Kenya, all the .co.ke's company will come on top. And also it brings you a bit of strength in terms of the brand. Let's assume you want to do business with an authentic company in Kenya. Of course, one of the criteria is they will have a .co.ke. Right? You might get some of our brothers from the NG country I won't mention, but yes, those particular cons are there. But if you have a .co.ke domain, those are basically supported by the Communication Authority of Kenya, by the Registry of Kenya, which is KENIC. So it's very rare to find scams. Almost zero scams from the .co.ke brand.
The registry already has gone through.
Yes, they've gone through all that. So they've done all the vetting and all that. It's very rare for you to find any scam. I've not heard of any scam happening on the .com, all those whatever, and our brothers on the other side of Africa.
Right.
But for .co.ke, it's very hard to get up. There's also a sense of loyalty. Right, for example, for the Kenyan brand, which I'm really trying to push, and that's why you've come up with the .Kenyan brand. So it's actually a very good thing to have a local domain. Even right now, as we speak, the Kenyan government cannot do business with you if you don't have a local domain. Yes, you cannot tender.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
you don't have .ke or
if you don't have any, you cannot do business with the government of Kenya. So as part of that requirement, you need to go in and register .co.ke domain. So that is very important.
In terms of pricing, how different are they, or that's just dependent on?
It's dependent on the providers. Basically, you realize the packages are different. For example, someone might say, okay, fine, I'll give you free domain, and then I'll charge you for the hosting. So depending on the registrar, and there may be around 200 different registrars in the country. So of course you'll want to come to buy domain Kenya, of course. But there are other registrars doing the same business, and they're doing a very good job. So the power, the empowerment which given by the Registry of Kenya, KENIC, is really important, because we do training. They offer a lot of reseller programs. So it's quite a very strong brand.
All right, now talk to us about this one, .Kenyan.
.Kenyan.
Now that we are here, .Kenyan. What inspired this? I know we've spoken a bit about it before, but since now this is what we are talking about today, what is .Kenyan, and why did you go through this? And then you can lead us to Ubuntu.
Okay, so .Kenyan for me was a brand which I thought it was basically formed through .ke. So every single time I mentioned .ke to people, they didn't even get the idea behind it. So .ke is a country code for domains in Kenya. It's also the short form. There you can have .tz, .ug. It's a country code for the country. So it stands for 2 items. So if you look at the brand, you realize that it has the Kenyan flag.
Yeah, across the words.
Yeah, across the world. Yeah, exactly. So the idea was just to highlight or bring out a brand that is very loyal to our country, to my country, and that loyalty that, you know, we are really proud of this particular name, right? I've seen, actually recently we got a Kenyan who lives in America who bought almost 4 bottles to go there. There's a cycling team in the States who've just ordered bottles, Kenyan bottles.
Nice.
Yeah. So that sense of loyalty,
sense of pride.
It's sense of pride. Yeah. I wanted to bring it out clearly. The same way the Americans are very proud about their Kenya, the flag colors and whatever. I want to have that as part of part of our identity. Yes.
Now, Ubuntu.ke.
Yeah.
What is that about?
Ubuntu basically means I am because you are. And why I brought it up was it's a South African word which is paraphrased. I am because you are. And this goes back to the boosted program. You realize most of these entrepreneurs who are supporting the program are not really, they might not get, they're spending money to become partners for the program, of course. Our idea is, how do we appreciate them? How do we highlight them? How do we encourage people to do business with them? Right? So realize for all the Kenyan brands, the subtitle is Ubuntu.ke. So if you go to www.ubuntu.ke, you'll see some of the brands who have partnered with us. So you can imagine if you're selling 1,000 bottles in our first batch, and all those 1,000, they're all sold out by then. Actually, right now,
we no longer have merchandise.
We don't have merchandise. I was supposed to bring your team a few bottles. We are all sold out. So you can imagine if 1,000, we did less than 100 and change. Yeah, let's call it 1,000. If 1,000 bottles are out there, and all of them have that tagline, you can imagine the kind of visibility. So each family, let's say, have bought 1 or 2. Right. That whole family has access to Ubuntu.ke.
As I said, I saw someone with it along the road.
Along the road, yeah.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. So there's a lot of sense of loyalty and all that, and it's really encouraging. I had no idea that batch. I basically didn't know that batch will sell out in this period. So at the end of the day, if, for example, we have we'll have branded capes, we'll have branded bottles. This is just an example.
Or you have other merchandise.
Yes, for the Kenyan brand. The unique thing is that it will have Ubuntu.ke. Right, so as long as our partners are supporting the young entrepreneurs, they get their logo on the Ubuntu.ke website.
Right.
That is basically what you're offering them. So in addition to them coming and presenting during the event, right, they get to have their name all over the globe.
Nice.
Yes.
So if someone wants to get this .Kenyan merchandise, Ubuntu.ke, how can they get to this?
Basically, you'll go to Ubuntu.ke, the website.
Nice.
Yeah, and they'll find a chat somewhere at the bottom, a WhatsApp chat. Just text them, I want a bottle, I want a cape, this is what I want, how do I pay?
And this will be direct access to you.
Exactly.
You're always open to you.
We're always open, man. We're easy people. We're always there, we're ready to serve. Basically, we'll encourage you to pick it from the office, but if you want to deliver, of course, there's a charge. You'll be charged for that delivery fee.
Nice. Now, as you've done the events so far, the Baraza Buset program, of course, how would you say it has influenced the entrepreneurs who've come so far in the 4 editions?
Five.
5 editions.
5 editions now.
Yeah. So how do you feel the progress has been?
Wow, it's really encouraging. As in, it you know, sometimes you see initially you might think we're spending so much and we're not seeing the returns, but you can see the people and the reactions during the event. You can see the feedback you get on text messages, both to me and my team. You can look at the entrepreneur and say, okay, fine, they came in at A, they're now close to Z, right? You can see the process. There's progress, yeah. So that to me is reward enough, and I feel it gives me the encouragement to talk to other partners to say, okay, fine, please join us, make this a reality for these young entrepreneurs. So it's really been a big journey for me, and as a person and also as a businessman.
When is the next edition of the?
So we decided that I was getting calls from I'm a member of the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, and when we do these events, I share on the groups, and I'm a big part of the KNCCI, especially in the youth agenda and youth committees. I And I was getting communication that, Adams, why don't we do something that focus maybe on the older entrepreneur, right? So we now have on the last Friday of this month, we're having the chamber roundtable, which is very, very, very close session, 12 people.
And this is a new thing.
This is something new. This is the first time it's happening, right? And we decided, okay, because you see the BOSE program, the Business Empowerment Tools program, yes, okay, our focus is young entrepreneurs, but we thought, why are we leaving other entrepreneurs who also might need, who might have started late? Exactly. Well. Yes. So this is more of a discussion, allowing them to network, right? Allowing them to discuss, allowing them to say, okay, fine, where are you now? How has COVID affected you, right? So it's normally for the BOSE Baraza, we record it. It's on video. So this is a more private session in the sense that there will be no cameras in the boardrooms. It's just the 12 people discussing about what they're doing, introducing themselves, getting to know each other. So more intimate conversation between the more mature businessmen. So they get at the end of the day, they get to interact with 11 other entrepreneurs who are, on a scale on the same scale, maybe the same number of employees that they have, but a more reserved conversation.
Nice.
Right? So
why did you feel you need to do this kind of roundtable?
As I said, we were all in business. As I said, it's a business empowerment tools program. To me, the networking you see, for young entrepreneurs, it's a training.
Right.
It's a training, yeah.
Right.
They don't know what, maybe they might not have the clear
tools,
picture.
How to harness
yes.
them.
At that level, they have done this. So what they need is just the extra context.
Nice.
Right? That's why they're members of the National Chamber of Commerce. So when they come in and do the roundtables, they get to have a one-on-one for an hour and a half. They get to interact with the CEO of another organization. There's nothing as powerful as having a social event, having a coffee with someone, having a samosa somewhere, chatting over, a soda or just a glass of water. That's a totally different experience, right? Whatever you get there is very different from what you see in seminar where you have 50 people, 70
just
people. It's just, it's just very random. So I know it's a slower progress or slower process, but I feel that they've achieved in life. All they need is just the extra networking sessions, which basically I feel.
And I'm saying you foresee great impact from that.
Of course. I see great impact, as in most of the things that we come up with or we envision or we discuss are well thought of. We don't just wake up and just start.
Discussing.
Yes. We make sure that it's well thought of. We think about the results. Of course, these are mature people. They will not want cameras in their face, right? It's not the panel now. It's just it's a very
intimate
very intimate space, and the numbers are not so big. So 10 to 12 people.
Are you going to come back to the BOSE program later? Now for the after that, of course.
Yes, of course. Now the next, as I said, the BOSE Baraza is held once a month. So the second Friday of each month, and then I will have the chamber roundtable will be the last Friday of each month. So it's a 2-week space.
And I'm hoping that regulations can be relaxed so that you can have more people for that.
Yes, of course. We're also hoping for the same, and also all our sessions are very strict in terms of COVID rules. We really very careful. That was the reason actually we reduced the number for the BOSE Baraza. So we're very sensitive to the Ministry of Health rules.
What are we looking forward into the future now from you? You are a man of many activities, many businesses, a lot of activities, of course, going on there to support entrepreneurs. And you've been doing this as long as I've known you, since we started this, having this kind of conversation on the show. Into the future now, apart from, of course, that intimate roundtable, is there anything else that you're expecting from your side? And of course, more merchandise.
More merchandise, we're really pushing very much on the .Kenyan brand. As I said, it will run on its own, but at the end of the day, it's pulling back activities to the BOSE program. Right. So we are hoping to just encourage more young people in business. We encourage young people to get into BSR. It's not easy, but I believe it can be done. The more entrepreneurs we have, instead of us encouraging people to get employment is not bad, and you can do that for a few years and get the knowledge, but at the end of the day, we are a more developed country if we have more entrepreneurs to employ the people. It will be more balanced like that. So in any way that I can support, people have different strengths. You can present, other people can do accounting, other people go to church and become pastors. My strength is basically business. I don't have so much. Yeah. So
That's great.
So if that is my strength, that's what God has given me. Why can't I use that to empower others? Yeah,
right.
That is my vision.
Now, for someone who maybe wouldn't be able, probably outside the Nairobi County, somewhere in Kisii.
Yes.
I see there's guys here who are watching us from Kisii Polytechnic.
Yeah.
Probably young entrepreneurs who are trying to make it out here.
Yeah.
And would like to, get information or get resources or get empowerment from you, but can't apply and come through to the Baraza.
Yeah.
How can they do it, and how can they get help from you?
Okay. For starters, we are really trying. We're trying to have a conversation with the financial institution, because currently you realize we don't have any financial partner. But I'm sure the next few weeks, maybe a month or two, we'll have fine-tuned and gotten a bank or two or a financial institution who can come on board. And how this helps us is it's mostly about resources. Instead of us doing the Busa Baraza in Nairobi all the time, can we move it county to county, right? So all this is about resources, which of course my team and I are working on. So that is one way. Another way is that for every single event that we do, most of them, especially the Barazas, they're all recorded. So if you go to our YouTube channel,
you can get, of course, to watch it.
Yes, you subscribe, and when a new video comes out, you're able to view that. So you can get the video link from the website, so buset.africa, or you can go to YouTube, search for buset.africa. Basically, most of the videos of the things we do are all there. Right. So that is the easiest way to get.
Buset.africa, you guys make sure you check it out and get much more information. Anything else that I might left out, Mr. Tuva? Would like the people to know?
Basically, I would like the people to know that KUTV is part of us now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're now part of the partner. So if you go to ubuntu.ku, you'll see KU somewhere. And we appreciate the partnership. We appreciate the visibility. We don't take it for granted. And asante sana for calling me, Richard.
Right. Thank you very much for coming through. And next time come, of course, again with the entrepreneurs.
Of course.
I always love to see the progress that they've made out there. And for the next event, please make sure you invite me.
So thank you. Now that we have launched the .Kenya, next time I'll come with another entrepreneur.
Nice. Of course. So that they can testify to how this is going.
Of course,
Asante sana.
Okay, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Asante.
Right, that was Mr. Adams too. Of course, as he said, make sure you check out buset.africa. There's much more inside there that you can get all this information that we've had here. If you're an entrepreneur who'd like to, come through to and get yourself into this ubuntu.ke, make sure that we're putting out our .Kenyan brand, of course, the pride and the patriotism that is inspired here by businessmen. Of course, business is not just all about profit. I had asked you guys this morning, what motivates you to get out of bed to go do your business? Is it profit? Is it empowering other people as Mr. Tuva? And of course, or is it giving back to the community? As he said, his strength is business, and why not use it to empower others as well to come up in business? That is an interesting conversation. If you just joined and you missed any part of it, roll back on our Facebook pages. We'll also be posting it, as always, on our YouTube channels at KUTV Kenya. Let me see what you guys are saying right about now, but I'm coming back with the newspaper review. It is time for us to see what the headlines have been saying. Tumekuwa tukingoja imarinate kidogo since the dailies were here, since the newspapers were released this morning. So we'll be looking at those headlines and then, much more of business. Don't go too far. The hashtag is #BiasharaTuesday. This is KUTV Rise Today.